What the Stoics talk about is the idea of loving what happens. Marcus Aurelius says that what you throw on top of a fire is fuel for the fire. So what you want to cultivate, what you have to practice, you have to almost repeat it like a mantra to yourself, is the practice of loving everything that happens. Not just accepting it, not just tolerating it, but leaning into it, going, this is for me, I chose this, I want it this way, and it's the best fucking thing that ever happened to me. When the computer eats the manuscript you've been working on, you say, amor fati, I love it. When you're stuck in traffic, you say, amor fati, I love it. When you're criticized on Twitter, when your boss calls you out, you say, amor fati, I love it, I'm gonna be better for this having happened to me. When you're hungry, you say, I love it, I'm alive, I feel this, I'm gonna make the most of it. You say, amor fati. When you lose someone you love, it might seem crazy to say amor fati, but no amount of anger, no amount of resentment, no amount of sadness brings them back. So you take what you can from this. That's what amor fati is. You use it as fuel, you become better from it, you become improved by it. You have cancer, you're disabled, you're white or black, you're short or tall, you're rich or poor. Amor fati, I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm not gonna let this stop me. I'm gonna be better for this having happened. When Thomas Edison's factory burned down, he finds his son is stunned, shell-shocked. That's how most people are when they face obstacles. But Edison grabbed him and he said, go get your mother and all her friends, they'll never see a fire like this again. That's what amor fati is. I'm gonna use this. And he rebuilds that factory. He tells a reporter the next day, this is gonna prevent me from getting bored. This is gonna be the next act of my life. And that's what he did, he rebuilt. He didn't whine, he didn't complain, he didn't point the finger, he just moved on and he just kept going. And that's what we have to do with every obstacle that we face. Whatever it is, big or small, fair or unfair, chosen or tragic. We say amor fati, love it all, use it as fuel, become better for this having happened. And that's a formula for human greatness. It's the only way that we should go through the world, because it's the only way that turns the bad things in life into good things. If there's one thing that philosophy can teach any athlete, whether you're an amateur, whether you're a collegiate prospect, whether you're a top-ranked recruiter, whether you're making millions of dollars in the pros, is something that I talked about to the Cleveland Browns this year when they had me talk about Stoicism. I started my talk and I said, look, everyone in this room controls one thing. They control how they play. You don't control what your teammates do, you control how you play. You don't control what they say about you on Twitter, you control how you play. You don't control the size of your contract, you control how you play. You don't control what they say about you from the stands, you control how you play. You don't control what the ref says, you control how you play. You don't control whether it's snowing, you don't control whether it's raining, you don't control whether it's 100 degrees, you control how you play. You don't control whether your teammates get hurt. You don't control if your teammates are fair. You don't control if the guy in the position ahead of you wants to groom you and mentor you or not. You control how you play. You don't control whether your opponents cheat. You control how you play. You don't control if your coach is a bully and he screams at you. You control how you play. You don't control if people are doubting you, if they don't believe in you. You control how you play. You don't control yesterday's game, you control how you play today. You don't control if you've lost to this team 1,000 times, you control how you play. You don't control if your team wins, you control how you play. You don't control if you lose, you control how you play. All you control, if it's not clear enough, is how you play right now, right this second. Whether there's doubters, whether you're being adored, all you control is how you play. The effort that you bring, the decisions you make, the principles by which you operate. And that's ultimately all you can judge yourself on. You don't control the outcome, you don't control the facts, you don't control anything but how you play. But if we can focus on this, the Stoics said, if we can focus exclusively on what we control, not only be happier, we'll have way more energy, and way more to focus on what is in front of us while everyone else wastes time whining about, complaining about, worrying about, thinking about, bragging about what they don't control.